Welcome scholars, teachers, staff, parents, kin, and strangers alike to Northwestern University's Class of 2022 commencement ceremony. While we are all gathered here today, both in person and online, I invite everyone to reflect on what we knew, spelled K-N-E-W, from our time at Northwestern, what will be new, spelled N-E-W, upon leaving Northwestern, and overall what new, as in NU, Northwestern's acronyms, has meant to you at this university. If you were also just confused, it was either because you didn't know Northwestern's acronyms are actually NU instead of NW, or because new, K-N-E-W, new, N-E-W, and new, as in NU, Northwestern's acronyms are all homophones. The last time I said the word homophone was in the 4th grade. But I looked it up recently, and homophones are words having the same pronunciation but different meanings or spellings. For example, new, K-N-E-W, and new, N-E-W. When I saw this definition, I knew I had to talk about the different ways in which our lives have not only been touched but changed by this university. I thought I knew what my life was going to be like when I entered Northwestern. I, like some, but not all of our students, had everything planned out. My major, how I'd navigate classes, even down to how I'd make friends. By the end of my first quarter at university, I knew the names of everyone who had taken the time to introduce themselves to me at Northwestern. And I thought that by the time I graduated, I would still know them. But a pandemic hit, something that none of us knew would happen. A pandemic that not only shook, but redefined the lines to which we outlined our world. And suddenly, all that we knew was survival. Rationing our resources, our mental capacity, and our beings between a world in the midst of a pandemic, racial tensions, and political injustices that continue to ebb and flow throughout what has now been a little over 2 years. However, I knew I had to grow. We knew we had to grow. Even if that meant schooling online, bonding online, and celebrating online. We did not let the shattering of what we thought we knew hinder us. Instead, even with much difficulty, we allowed ourselves to embrace our journey at NU. At Northwestern, we took the step to try our best, even if that meant simply not giving up. We strived to push ourselves even when we felt like we were constantly being pushed. It's the way we handled drama among our peers and teammates, the way we congregated, protested, and continued to seek justice and fight for the rights of our neighbors in our community, and even the way we learned to treat people with respect, despite their persistent disrespect. The character that we have now has brightened our pathway to what we define as success in the future. By making character a priority in our lives, we allow ourselves to establish our own self-worth, not others. You've achieved academic greatness, and the rankings at which you stand do not define that. Your motivation does. You are the one who created your drive to work way past your bedtime because you know you deserve the opportunities coming your way. You also knew when to take time for yourself and care for your mental and physical health when your body needed it most. You've elevated yourself with a higher level of education, and it is within the brilliance of your mind and your body and your soul that shows the true power of your being. In addition, I'd like to thank you, parents and guardians, for helping push your child to redefine their boundaries. Thank you, besties of the class of 2022, for having the competitive and loving spirits that kept us trying harder and harder. Thank you, teachers, because even though some of us are the kings, queens, and beautiful beings of procrastination, even if we cannot remember a single thing from this university, they taught us how to get our work done. And a special thank you to staff for being the backbone of this institution and life on and off campus. But most importantly, thank you. Yes, you, the class that's feeling 22. Now, as we sit here looking back on our years, we await something new. That's exciting, but also a little scary because, as we all know, new has several meanings. And as we ponder those meanings, I ask you to no longer define them, to not let them be confined to what you've known, let us take a moment instead to open our mind to the ever-growing possibilities that await us in this new stage of our lives. The moment in which we all reside here has so much to offer as we transition from what we knew at NU to what is new. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, because your future waits and your dreams do too.